Hey everybody, thanks for listening to the El Toro's podcast, exclusively now on Anchor.fm. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Here, let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on things like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can also make money from your podcast, which is always a plus, with no minimum listenership. And it's everything you need to make a podcast right at your fingertips and in one place. I can't believe it took me this long to switch over to Anchor.fm, but I couldn't be happier now. So, get yourself started and download the free Anchor app now, or go to Anchor.fm to get started.
Welcome everyone to episode 28 of the Capital Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Sean O'Brien. You can catch it every Wednesday afternoon at irwnetwork.com and SoundCloud via El Toro's Podcast. You can catch us every Monday night live at 6:05 via gfqlive.tv with replays on PivotShare and irwnetwork.com. Follow us on Twitter at Capital Wrestling without the G. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean Neutron. Catch us on Facebook at Capital Wrestling. Also go to Instagram at Capital Wrestling. Want to get merchandise? Go to whatamaneuver.net. You can get hoodies, tank tops, hell, you can even get infant onesies. And go to prowrestlingtees.com, where we have our brand new royal blue shirt. You want to look, pretty nice in that, nice and comfortable. I have one myself. I'm wearing it right now. Go to capitalwrestling.com for tickets and more information. And if you want to check out the business inquiries, go to capitalwrestling@gmail.com. So we have a really fun show planned this week, and it's with a very special pair of wrestlers. They're a tag team in Capital Wrestling. They are known as the Perfect Strangers, Andros the Greek and Marcus Marquis. What's up, guys?
Hello! Hello, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, guys. I mean, it's really good to get... It's great to get you guys both on here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Oh, my pleasure.
This podcast is about to get perfectly strange.
Hey, I'm an awkward, strange person, so I'm fine with it.
We didn't say awkward, we just said perfectly strange. I don't know where you got awkward from. Marcus, do you know where he got awkward from? Nope, no idea.
I just made it awkward, so.
It's okay.
No, it's great to have you guys on here, and we have a lot to get to. What have you guys been up to lately?
Lately, we've been getting ready for our big match at the next Capitol taping against the New York Wrecking Krew. Yes, you guys, no pushover. We got to make sure we're on our A game facing these guys here. Yeah, we've watched them do their thing in other promotions, and we've actually been really excited to tangle up with them and see where we stack up against them. So it's we're looking forward to it. It's going to be rough and tumble, but nothing we can't handle.
Yeah, that'll definitely be one hell of a matchup. I'm looking forward to it. Very interesting dynamic. We'll get to that in just a little bit. It's nice to know you guys are preparing for it and taking it very seriously. I guess the last show you guys had the tag team gauntlet. The original show you guys lost the tag team title match to Luxury Muscles Incorporated. So I guess a rough patch, but you guys are looking to turn that around. How long you guys been tagging together?
So we actually just celebrated our 2-year anniversary about a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 2 years, baby. 2 years. 2 years together. We started out in Warriors of Wrestling. That's where we're based out of in Staten Island.
Uh-huh.
Looking to continue the momentum we've had in Capital and beyond, but especially Capital with all the excitement that's been going on backstage and on social media and everywhere else. Capital's booming, man, and we're ready to join that ride. Be a part of it.
And what brought you guys together?
It was we got brought together. It was a trailer one day, and we had got the it's like a message, and then we were going to be tagging together, and then after the first match, just been all good from there.
And how did you feel that your chemistry was originally? Was there a lot of any issues with timing or just various things?
No, I think it was there pretty much off the bat, and I think that's what kept us together for the past 2 years. Just from the very get-go, inside and outside of the ring, we just gel really well together, and I think that's evident in the videos you see, the backstage clips, and of course in the ring as well.
Mm-hmm. I guess the biggest thing too is when you're starting out as a wrestler, you try to find your own identity as a singles wrestler. So how is that process like as a tag team wrestler, trying to find the identity for not for just one person but both people?
I think it helps. It's a little easier to find your identity because you could also bounce your ideas off the tag partner, and you both can help each other figure out what each identity is as singles and as a tag team. And now not everybody has the luxury of doing that. We do, which is pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just to go off what Marcus said, I think one of the aspects of the Perfect Strangers that's pretty unique to us is that a lot of tag teams you'll see the two guys try to be very similar to each other, because in their mind, and there's nothing wrong with this. As a tag team, you have to be a unit. Obviously, with the Perfect Strangers, the name says it all. We're two very unique characters that just have this chemistry together. So it was never an issue of one person losing themselves to the other or overriding personalities or anything like that. Marcus is his own person, and he has his own personality, and then I certainly have my own. So that's I think that's what actually helps generate that chemistry that connects the audience with us.
And where did the Perfect Strangers moniker come from? Did it just kind of hit you guys one day?
Andrews?
I think it was really given to us as a joke at first.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying when we were put together during training, the guy who was putting us together apparently really liked the TV show The Perfect Strangers, and because up until that point, even though Marcus and I had seen each other during training, we would go on different days, so we were legitimately strangers to each other. So it was kind of a bit of a rib, but it just stuck. And of course, when you take the acronym TPS, that's great for the audience to chant and for merch and all that stuff too. Plus,
Mm-hmm.
Perfect Strangers, there's a lot you can do with that. So we like it. It's stuck. It feels good.
You guys have any merch ideas in the works right now?
A few.
We have a few. We have this one that's coming out real soon. I think a lot of people will like it. A lot of the older crowd will partake in it.
Mm-hmm.
More so the younger, they appreciate it more. But we're trying to have two different looks where we take to the older crowd and the younger crowd. That way, no one's left out.
Yeah, I guess that's like a really tough thing. Is sometimes people in independent wrestling try to get too niche with their marketing. So how do you find that balance in independent wrestling with merchandise and trying to appeal sometimes to a niche market but also to a broader market?
Well, I think for us, we're still trying to find that, because even 2 years together, mostly out of Warriors, we're just starting to expand now.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, Capital is really, really helping us because everyone's watching the webisodes and all the great content that's being produced there. So we're hoping that will reach an even broader market than has already seen us. So that's why now we're really starting to get excited and creative with T-shirt ideas and coming up with some new ideas for gear colors and all that great stuff. And
you guys mentioned that one identity doesn't get lost in the other. You mentioned overriding. What would you say your combined style is, or if you have one?
Our style is
sexy,
strange.
It's sexy.
Works. If you had to put like a name on it, or put it in a category, some people might say like the straight man, and I don't know. I don't even know. It's hard to say because Andrews is his own unique character. I'm my own unique character, so it's really tough to put us in a category. Yeah.
You can't label us. Why are you trying to label and put us in a box? What is this?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got to get rid of this box here. Hold on. This is the fun part. You said, 2 years in, you're still finding yourselves a little bit and establishing certain things and progressing and evolving. So, like you said, there's no box for you guys. There's no ceiling. You guys have plenty of potential right now.
We like to think so.
There's also things that go into this that help connect you with an audience. Whether it's not just the wrestling but also the personalities. Andros, you have the Greek Talk show you host. Marcus, you have a guest spot on there. So what's that like for you, and what's the creative process like, thinking of new ideas for that?
Well, let's get it straight. Marcus stole that spot. If you watch that episode, you'll see very clearly that he bamboozled me out of the room and then took over my show.
Oh, that is correct.
Not, get crazy with the whole, he's a guest thing. All right.
No, that's not what happened. You had a phone call. I just had to take over and help you out real quick.
But yeah, I mean, the Greek Talk. Thanks for bringing that up. Cheap plug. Go check it out on YouTube or on Facebook. If you look up Andros the Greek, and the Greek is in quotation marks on Facebook, you can see a whole bunch of links there. Been a bit quiet for the past couple of weeks, but I'm building up some ideas for a couple new episodes, and it's just a way for me to interact with the audience in a way that I don't see a lot of other wrestlers doing. And I like to think that it goes a bit beyond wrestling as well, since the topics I cover can be appreciated by everyone, really. So it's not, just going after the wrestling audience. It's going after anyone who wants to learn something new, and I try to be, me, which I like to think is entertaining. Some may agree, some may disagree, but as long as they're watching, that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's fun to have Marcus on those last couple of shows. It's a bit hard because we are kind of far apart from each other and where we're living. And so whenever we do get together, it's really fun to try to come up with shows for him to come up on. So the two most recent ones, he taught the audience all about, what was it, Marcus?
About Hennessy.
Your little outlet.
Hey, listen, man. It's a staple in the black community. I have to tell people why.
Mm-hmm. And then the next episode, we actually had a cultural exchange where Marcus tried some Ouzo and I had Hennessy. And for real, it was the first time either one of us had consumed the respective beverages. So it was pretty cool, and it was something that just popped into my head at the last minute. I was like, hey, Marcus, let's do this. And obviously he's down because it's free booze. So we got together and did that. And I mean, I think we're both really happy with how it came out. It's really just a matter of sharing it and getting people to watch it. So I like to stand by all the content that the Perfect Strangers have produced individually and together as a team, and it's all over YouTube and Facebook. And I'll stand by that. And for me, it's just a matter of getting people to watch it. So, and as our name brand grows, along with working with Capital and other promotions, I'm really thinking that eventually it's going to catch off, and the hard work we've been putting in will pay off.
Well, whether it's for the black community or the Greek community, you guys are doing it for the culture.
We're doing it for the world community. We're trying to get out there with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Peace, love, and hugs, and Janos. For real.
Marcus, on your end, you do stand-up comedy, right?
Yes, I haven't been on stage in a while. Do stand-up comedy, and I've been doing stand-up comedy for about 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing like stand-up comedy. It's nothing like like wrestling, but they do have similarities in one another.
He also sings in the shower, and he has a very beautiful falsetto voice.
Hey! Don't tell people that.
It's a talent. Why would we hide it from the world? No, I can hear it. It is loud and proud. He sings with his chest like a man.
Yeah, are we gonna start a new Marcus Marquis YouTube channel, singing from the shower?
I pitched an idea, and Marcus would actually, I've done this. Marcus is on the fence, but I want to convince him. A TPS Christmas album.
Man.
There's a December. There's a December show for Capital, so you'll be able to plug it then.
We'll do it then. I just need to give him some Hennessy or Ouzo. It'll be good to go. Won't care at all.
Whether it's Greek Talk or whether it's Matt Sells has his show, Never in Sunny in Matlanta. So there's lots of web content coming out from all of the Capital Wrestling superstars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's really cool being with a bunch of guys in the locker room. It's a really great locker room.
Mm-hmm.
Guys from all over the place, and everyone's really excited. They're passionate. They're creative, and it's just a great locker room to be a part of.
I was gonna say, what's that atmosphere like for you guys? Whether it's at the Cathedral or whether it's at the Hopes Community Center. Just talk about that atmosphere and the energy.
Oh man, energy! Don't like it. It's so positive locker room, and that's. I mean, we've been to a few promotions. I could say, that we've been everywhere. We've been in negative locker rooms and such. But everyone in this locker room in particular, it's just love everywhere. everybody has a passion to do great and wants to put on the best match possible, and it really shows, how people carry themselves before and after.
Mm-hmm.
Except Mike Law. Mike Law's a jerk. He's a talented jerk. He's a jerk.
Marcus, what are your thoughts on Mike Law?
Mike Law, I'm taller than him, so I don't have anything, bad to say. So, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I know the whole, he's a little upset. That a little more good looking, a little more taller. We're taller than him. We had his number a couple of times. So I know he don't really like us too much. I know he respects us.
Uh-huh.
But I know he doesn't really like us too much. It's cool.
We have some beef with him from Warriors. So he knows what he did.
I think.
He knows what he did.
I thought Andros. I thought you were shooting on the Capital Wrestling podcast.
Who said I wasn't?
Oh man, mic drop right there. That's it. It's over. And Marcus, to get back to the stand-up that you've been doing in your career. You said you haven't been up in a while, but you know how it translates to wrestling and the charisma and the confidence, and obviously you've got that great sense of humor. I mean, I've done open mics and I'm trying to get back on stage myself. How does that translate in terms of just bringing that energy and charisma to the ring? I know you guys haven't had very many promos at Capitol, but you do all those backstage segments and just fun things like that. I mean, it definitely has to make it a lot easier, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Andros and I, we call ourselves the one-take killers.
Mm-hmm.
We like to do things in one take. And I believe my experience being on stage and being able to improv from doing stand-up comedy has a lot to, aid in that being a one-take killer. Being on stage and having to think on the fly whenever something doesn't go as planned or as telling a certain joke or whatever, that helps with, composure and acting under pressure. But it's different because, in the ring, you have someone else's life in your hands versus you and yourself on stage. So with that aspect, it helps with composure, helps with thinking on the fly, being able to make something out of nothing.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned that in ring, when it comes to the physicality of it, and you have the person's body in your hands, and you're trying to make sure they're safe, they're trying to make sure you're safe. Talk about the adapting in the ring, and anytime you faced like a challenge and how you adapted to it.
Capitol's first show, I just came off of having broken my ankle from previous Warrior show with too much fire, and I just really, really focused hard because this is nothing more that I want than to make this work, and I wouldn't want to put TPS at a risk. So I'll make sure, because I know it's just not my career, it's his career on as well. So I make sure I work as hard as possible to get everything done, even if it's just showing up, just to show up, to show physical body to be there because I'm hurt. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing, no obstacle that you won't put in my way that I won't overcome.
Mm-hmm. And Andros, what about you in terms of whether it's in Capitol, any other promotions, anytime you've had an obstacle in the ring where you've had to overcome it or adapt to it?
I mean, really, it's different with every match. You're working with different people. So, again, Marcus and I, we don't have years and years of experience. We're not road warriors. We're just starting to really, get some feet beneath us. In my experience, I've been fortunate enough where I don't think I've really been dealt any serious situations. I mean, there was that match that Marcus was just talking about where he was recovering from a broken ankle. So that's something that I also have to keep in mind to make sure that I don't put him in any situation where he's in jeopardy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really just working around things like that, or like I said, fortunately overall, I've been pretty lucky and not had to deal with any serious obstacles.
And Marcus, I know the temperature that day was really cold in the cathedral. Did that affect your ankle at all, the temperature?
The temperature actually helped a little bit because once I got warmed up and going and everything, it kind of made everything, I guess you could say, loosen up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I was downstairs keeping warm, jumping around, scratching and everything like that, and I had a brace on my ankle, which also helped it along the way of not really caused it to have much effect in a negative way.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, we've talked about the Capital roster. We've talked about, touched on some of the shows. Initial introduction to Capital Wrestling for you guys. What intrigued you about joining the company, and how did that come about? Whether it was with Matt or Marcus or.
It was Matt at first, because he also happens to be one of the ringside play-by-play guys for Warriors. So he knew our work intimately from there. He'd seen us in a lot of matches. And so when he approached us, I mean, we jumped at the chance because Matt's a great guy, despite him, being the manager of New York Wrecking Krew. And, sorry, Matt, but we're, taking your boys down. But I mean, he came to us and he proposed the idea. We both jumped at it because we could smell the opportunity, and just I could see the work that he was putting into it. And then once I got introduced to the rest of the team, I could see how excited everyone was, on the production standpoint. And that's really refreshing to see on the independent scene. People actually taking that care to make it a televisable product.
Mm-hmm.
So that I just wanted to be a part of something like that, just to get a taste of it, and get as involved as I possibly could as a performer.
And what about you, Marcus?
To piggyback off what Andrew said when he told us, he actually sent it to us like in an email. We both was just ecstatic to jump at the opportunity to see everyone working hard behind the scenes and to do things to work for as far as television production, and have to do something a little bit different what we do as far as our backstage content. Kind of was like full circle, because it's like, we've been doing this already, but just not with everybody else. Kind of. So it kind of was like, this is perfect for us, because this is nothing. This is what we do. This is pretty much like makeshift setup for the perfect strangers to succeed, as far as just flourishing in the moment of promos and getting in touch with the fans and just learning a whole bunch of stuff from everybody.
Mm-hmm. So they've got IRW. You've mentioned all the production value. You've got all the poster work and everything, very unique, very special. The music and everything. You also have GFQ. You've got Pivot Share. All the weekly television. How big is that, and how rare is that for an independent company to have those resources?
The music, having our own signature music. That's pretty dope, pretty cool. I would say, how hard it is to try to find music to give to a promotion, and then it doesn't get approved. Content value or copyright value, and just to have our own theme music is pretty cool. It shows that everybody how hard it was at Capitol.
Oh, it's really rare. I mean, I think the biggest thing out there right now is what is it, that Fight app?
Yeah.
You have a bunch of promotions that are on there. I mean, I think Capital's been really, really good about promoting themselves on social media and on the IRW app and all that stuff. And obviously it helps when you have someone of the stature in the wrestling business as Eric Bischoff commenting on it, and you have sites like WrestleZone mentioning Capital. So through all the contacts that the guys at the top have made in Capital, they're really paying dividends right now. And I just hope that from the aspect of a performer, that Marcus and I can take that momentum, use it, and not only better ourselves, but better the product overall of Capital. Just to something a bit bigger than ourselves, just to leave our mark a bit. And if we could be a part of the birth of a new and long-term successful promotion, that would be fantastic.
Mm-hmm. You want to talk about, you guys have had a rough patch, I guess, in Capital Wrestling, and now you're going against a team, that the New York Wrecking Krew, who would be undefeated if they didn't go a little bit too far at the last show against Hysteria, and they got disqualified in the gauntlet. So just talk about going up against them and the threat that they posed in this match.
Well, you can look at it from two sides. Mm-hmm. One is they're probably pissed off about, losing on a technicality. So they're going to be out to prove something, if not to themselves, then to everyone watching. So we need to watch out for that. But on the other side of it, they might be trying too hard and a bit too in their own heads. And, we've really been trying hard, and our back's kind of up against the wall. This looks like you said it's been a bit of a rough patch. So we might be able to take advantage of that and use our own sort of sticky situation to our own advantage. Mm-hmm. So it'll definitely be interesting. And like I said at the beginning of this podcast, I know that I can't wait to get in there with them, and I'm sure Marcus feels the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, can't wait to get in the ring with them boys. Oh yeah, we're gonna watch out because they have last show they made a couple of new friends, one really big friend in Paul Jordan. So we also have to keep our head on the swivel because you never know who's lurking on the outside and stuff like that.
Very true. Very, very, very true. Forgot about that for a second. Thanks for reminding me.
So, Marcus, what do you think New York Wrecking Krew's biggest strength is?
I believe their biggest strength, but besides the fact they work really well as a team together, is Matt. Matt Ryan's out there. Him being a orchestrator, I guess you could say. Him being like the maestro, pulling the strings a little bit. That makes them even more dangerous. Mm-hmm. Because they're dangerous as it is already. Mm-hmm. But that makes them a little bit more dangerous. Like, pretty much like how you had Andre the Giant was a bad man, but you put him with Bobby the Brain, and he's even a badder man. You know what I'm saying?
He's the baddest man. You're right. You guys started in the Cathedral. What is the biggest difference, I guess, from there to going to the Hopes Community Center in Hoboken, New Jersey?
The Cathedral had a really nice atmosphere to it. The nice aesthetic that I think came across really well on camera. But it's also nice to have heat.
Figurative and literal.
So that's nice. Yeah. So and it's cool that we have a projector in this new building, and Hoboken is a great city. So lots of fun stuff to do after a show. And I think that might help with audiences, that they can make the most of a night. And maybe if they're lucky to get to hang out with TPS at a bar or something, who knows?
Or a bakery.
Yeah.
A pastry shop, whatever.
Exactly.
What would a win mean for you guys against New York Wrecking Krew?
Oh man, that would be huge. They're the tag champs and a few other promotions, and a big one in that House of Glory. So that would be. I think it would really put eyes on us to be able to beat them, and it's something that we're confident we can do, and we just need to make sure that we continue to work hard and prep and don't let any distractions, whether figurative or literal. Matt, I'm talking about you. Get in the way. Yeah, Marcus, you take it away.
Yeah, man, it would be. Sky's the limit. And we get WNM puts us in a position of going back for those tag titles at Capitol. Put us in a position where we can once again fight for them and, of course, capture them from Luxury Muscles. Listen, Luxury Muscles?
Yeah, Luxury Muscles Incorporated.
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's the wrong name.
That's too...
and a good seat to get those belts. Like Andrew said, they'll put eyes on us to really seen as it's also a threat. If people have never seen it as a threat, we've seen it as a threat now. Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously you guys would be focused on your match. I don't want to take any of your attention away from that. But with a loaded card like this with a double main event, you got Mike Law versus Bo Crockett, just various matches. What other match catches your eye?
I want to see Mike Law get beat up.
I guess that was an easy one for Andros.
Yeah, let me see. What next? Like I said, besides our match,
you're going to have Jason Karloff versus the Memphis Mofo. You're going to have Ken Dixon and Paul Jourdain taking on Sex Crazed. You're going to have the Tag Team Mayhem with the Danger Family versus, Ronnie Burton, Joey Ace. And you're going to have Stan Styles thrown in there. You're going to have the co-main event with Anthony Gangone versus Matt McIntosh, which is going to be really fun. And then you're going to have the Logan East on the Road versus Sonny Kiss.
Oh, that'd be pretty good, too. Yeah. Man, it's hard, man. tough question because there's so many good matches. I'm actually looking forward to the whole show.
Yeah.
But I know that's don't answer. But I'm not to be biased on this. Not that to pick a tag team match.
There you go.
To be the Joey's Joe Burton match.
Yeah, and they have a third partner that we're not sure who's going to be there yet, but they're kind of keeping us on the edge of our seat there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be tag team biased, and I'm gonna go with a tag team match.
Mm-hmm. Well, so on Andros, we got you doing the Colossal Mike Law, wanting to get him beat up by Bo Crockett, and then with Marcus wants to see the tag team match. So, there's going to be a lot to see there. And before we get out of here, though, this weekend, you guys have merchandise and also just any plugs, any social media, any dates coming up that you'd like to plug right now?
Well, I'm still waiting for Marcus to take me out on our 2-year anniversary date, so that's one date I'm waiting for.
Aww.
It's coming, man. I don't want to go to Red Lobster. I'm sick and tired of that place.
Yeah, those biscuits.
They're delicious.
For me, it's Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat at ATMAROUSAS. I also just kicked off my own personal website, ATMAROUSAS.com, that has all the projects I'm involved in, both within and outside of wrestling. So there's some cool links that you can find up there that'll take you straight to YouTube playlists for Greek Talk. It'll take you to my Facebook page, Andros the Greek, and other social media pages. So ATMAROUSAS.com.
And Marcus, what about you?
All right, my turn. All right. On Instagram, it's the real Marcus Marquis. That's all together. On Twitter is at Tears is Back. Capital T, capital I, capital E. Facebook, Marcus Marquis. What other outlet stuff is out there? Oh, what's that? What's that thing? What's that beat?
Tell me about Bumble.
The Bumble.
Oh, my Bumble. I don't have one of those.
Swipe right.
Bumble.
Swipe right if you see Marcus. Everybody, swipe right.
Tinder. My Tinder, I can't give that out because my Christian Mingle can't give that out either. Black People Meet can't give that out either.
Got gluten-free singles.
I'll find you.
Yeah, I think there's a Farmer's Meat as well. Are you on Farmer's Meat?
You know what? I'm not on Farmer's Meat because
you will be now.
You gonna do that? You gonna set that up?
And where can we expect to see the Perfect Strangers before Capital Wrestling? Where are you guys going to be wrestling?
Warriors.
Warriors are wrestling right now. We're trying to look at some other places, but in Staten Island, Warriors are wrestling.
Yep. Let me see. And then before that, October 7th will also be at Warriors Wrestling. Of course, October 14th will be at Capitol.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of there, you might see us back. We see the OTW in the future, maybe.
Yeah, we had a great time down in OTW over the summer.
Old time wrestling.
You might see us back in. You might see us back in UWA Elite.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
You guys got to get your.
LAW.
You guys got to get your Virginia licenses, and come down here and wrestle with Nova Pro.
Oh, you know.
Is that a formal invite you're extending to us right now?
Oh, I'm just because I'm located in Virginia myself, so I've heard from other wrestlers that Virginia licenses
don't tease us. Don't do that. Awful. That's awful. Just teasing it like that.
I wish I was the promoter, but I'm not. I don't
Start your own show, man. Be your own promoter. Do your own thing. Break away from Matt. You don't need him.
Ooh, burn.
Matt, if you're listening, don't know. He didn't mean that. Stop.
Going up. This is shooting time with Andros.
It's a new show you're going off with. Instead of Greek time, it's shoot time.
Shoot time, Andros.
Pumped right now.
But guys, I really want to thank you for coming on the Capital Wrestling Podcast because I know you're two very busy guys. So I just want to thank you for both for making the time to come on here.
Wait, you're kicking us off?
Yeah, he's kicking us off. That's it.
Well,
we're having such a good time right now. We're about to get into it. I was getting all fired up finally. I feel woke. You want to get woke?
Okay.
Ooh, that's the new one. Get woke with Andros.
There we go. And this is the second half of the show. I ran out of questions, but we're just going to go with whatever you want to talk about for the next 40 minutes.
I'll ask you the questions. I'll turn the tables on you. How are you gonna like that?
Hey, honestly, literally,
I'm ready. Let's do this.
I have friends who have podcasts, and I always want to go on them because I wanted them to ask me questions for once. So I don't mind. You can ask me all the questions you want.
Okay. Do we have another 40 minutes? Because we're gonna go over, brother.
I mean, whatever questions you want, I'm game.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna write a few. We're gonna get back together. We should do this in person. That would be fun.
Yeah, I'll be there October 14th.
Okay, find us backstage, all right? You'll find, just follow the trail of baby oil to Marcus.
I don't use baby oil. No, I use Pam.
He switched.
He's going for the cheaper option.
I use cooking oil.
He now dresses himself the same way you dress a barbecue.
Yeah. Hey, soon enough, it's about to be JR barbecue, so keep playing with me.
Will you guys be filming at Capital Wrestling?
We might. I've had plans to make a bit more of a traveling show, but I don't have any concrete ideas for that just yet. I've just been toying with it. So right now, I think it's going to stay in studio.
Mm-hmm.
But you never know. I have another project in mind, sort of separate from Greek Talk, that I'm thinking that's involving professional wrestlers. So maybe I'll start that soon. So who knows?
There we go.
Sky's the limit. That's what I say. Yeah.
If you start that traveling show anytime soon, whether it's a Capital show, wherever, I'm always game to come on. And I know, Matt Sells has invited me on to his show, next show, so I can't wait to be on that. So lots of fun stuff going on. I'm always down to just do various different projects with a very interesting personality.
So now you're inviting yourself to a show of mine. I don't like that, man. Okay, we were talking about doing a podcast together, just one. And now you're inviting yourself onto a show that I haven't even created yet. That's ever presumptuous. Yeah.
I just want to be amongst greatness.
Oh, okay. You just got it. All right.
You see that? That was cool. That was smooth.
That worked. That was instant smile on my face.
I see what you're making them blush. Making them blush right now.
I'm a little bit. I'm blushing a little bit.
There we go. Well, that's all it's about. I just want to be amongst greatness and, talented people, very funny people. And, I'm not a wrestler, but I can't get in the ring, but I can get on the camera somewhere.
I'm wiping away a tear right now. Excuse me. Uh-oh. I get emotional.
He's going to change his Twitter handle to Tears is Greek.
All right. No, I need to eat. I haven't made dinner yet, so I need to whip up some tzatziki sauce, some pita bread.
Yeah.
What's for dinner tonight, Marcus?
Chicken on there.
Dinner tonight, a protein shake in the gym. That's where I'm about to go right now.
Always working out, always ready.
It makes me feel bad because I'm the eater of the group. He likes to make me feel bad about myself.
No, not necessarily. I just don't eat a lot around you. That's all.
Yeah. But he does it on purpose, though. If he sees how much I eat and then he eats a little bit, then acts full, and then we make eye contact where it's like a judgy look from him, and then it just makes me eat more because I eat my feelings.
This does sound like a relationship. This is a tag team relationship.
Every time. He's like, oh, you want some McDonald's? I don't want no McDonald's. Then he tries to play the race card. Come on, let's go get
the race card.
I love Popeyes. It's not a race car thing. It's I love Popeyes. You have really great seasoning. McDonald's was one time, because that's all that was open and was on the road. All right, you didn't feed me that day. Okay, I was. When did we had IHOP after like 10 hours of driving and wrestling down at OTW. He doesn't feed me. This is what the problem is. He doesn't feed me, and then I binge eat because I'm hungry, and then he does that judgy look thing I was just telling you about before, and just makes me feel miserable about myself, but he likes it inside. It makes him laugh.
We had gummy bears.
You gave me 2. Out of the whole pack, you gave me 2.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I'm a podcaster now or a therapist. I got to pick one.
I'm just going to go bust open the pill right now, because this is getting to me. I'm getting flashbacks.
Hey, once again, guys, I don't want to hold Marcus up from the gym. I don't want to hold you up from your upcoming meal and your Ben & Jerry's or your Turkey Hill. I'm sorry if I got the ice cream wrong there at first, but
Turkey Hill is cheaper.
Turkey Hill's cheaper? Oh, okay. That's quality ice cream. So is what the other one, the bunny one, Blue Bunny. That's a good one.
Blue Bunny's good. I haven't had that in a while. I actually was just at Shopify and I purchased a new one. Never seen it before, and it actually looks really, really good. What's it called? I'm hoping to get a sponsorship, so that's why I'm looking. It's called Gifford's Famous Ice Cream. Never seen it before. I might indulge a bit tonight.
Gifford's is good.
It's happening, and this is all on you. Gifford?
Well, if you eat any...
Yeah, first time I've seen it.
If you eat too much of it, you're going to have to join the heavyweight division.
Oh, firing shots at me now. Okay. I see how it is. Awesome. All right. This is how the vicious cycle begins, guys. Everyone listening, you are a part of this. This is bullying. You bullied me into eating more ice cream than I originally intended to. This is all on you.
As long as it's cheap and at a good price, why not?
Listen, just do what I do whenever I do eat ice cream. When I do decide to eat it once in a while, eat ice cream that has like nuts and stuff, like protein or pecans or pistachio. That way you're getting a little bit of both. You're cheating a little bit, but you get a little bit of extra out of it.
I'll take it into consideration.
How?
Some ice cream advice from Marcus and some just sympathetic ice cream binge eating coming up soon from Andros. But that's going to do it for episode 28 of the Capital Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Sean O'Brien. You can catch here every Wednesday via IRW Network and SoundCloud and via El Toro's Podcast. Catch us every Monday night live at 6:05 via gfqlive.tv. We've got replays on PivotShare and IRWNetwork.com. Also catch us on Twitter at Capital Wrestling without the G. You can catch me on Twitter at Sean Neutron. On Facebook, search Capital Wrestling. On Instagram, Capital Wrestling. You want merchandise? Go to watermaneuver.net to get hoodies, tank tops, and once again, those pretty awesome infant onesies if you've got a newborn. And go to prowrestlingtees.com to get that brand new royal blue shirt. That's very comfortable. Go to capitalwrestling.com for all tickets and information, and capitalwrestling@gmail.com for all business inquiries. Next week, you can catch me here with the Memphis Mofo, Mark Bravura, and Portia Vaughn, the manager of Luxury Muscles Incorporated, the Capital Wrestling Tag Team Champions. That's going to be one hell of a show. It's going to be hard to top this show, but I'm going to do my best. So it might never be done again. This might be the pinnacle, the top. You guys set the bar. But that's going to be it for this week's show, and we'll see you here next week on IRWNetwork.com and SoundCloud.com.